And people say they fly it like this. No, dude, this thing turned on its axis like that on its belly, pulled itself back and propelled itself up. But I'm talking about like that. But as it did it, it bent like all the stars and all that shit looked like it bent with it. So it bent time, dude. It bent, it like distorted shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the? We all just were in amazement. We're all in shock. At this point, we're like, what the hell did we see? What's going on? Everybody's questioning. All the cousins, the smaller ones are freaking screaming, scared, crying. What happened? All the older cousins, like myself and all my other cousins, oh, that was cool. What the heck was that? All the older parents, they were like, man, this is bad. They thought the world was going to end pretty fucking much. So we're heading back down. And as we're walking back down, it was crazy because we all instantaneously froze, man. Like, it was like a freeze, like everybody just froze in unison, man. And a flash happened. All I remember was that fucking flash. And when that happened, I think at the moment where we saw the UFO to the moment where we saw the flash, I think we were probably abducted. All of us. Doing this shit, man.
What's up? Come here. Hey, welcome to the podcast, Holmes.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Ray.
Ring that fucking bell, brother.
Man, this is great. Woo! Dang, that's what I'm talking about. That brings back a lot of memories, man. Nostalgia right there.
Would you like a beer, sir?
Yes, sir. Please. Let's get the juices flowing, man.
Yeah, why not, dog? It's always easier to talk when you're a little bit under the. I don't want to say under the influence, but when your like your normal state of being is a little bit, just a little bit, a little different.
Yes.
So
yes.
The way I like to start every podcast. Well, first of all, cheers, brother.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
The way I like to start every episode is I ask the guest, please give me your name and where you grew up.
Well, my name is Christopher Hernandez, Chris for short. I am from the city of Panorama.
Panorama City in the fucking house. Again,
City,
Holmes, again, dog.
Ooh. Man, for those that don't know Panorama, just, it's the ghetto side. But I live on the nicer side of the ghetto for now, thankfully. But grew up in the San Fernando Valley, man. 94 earthquake, survived that, thankfully. Jeez, man, that was crazy. But
I remember that.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy time in everybody's life, man. Literally a crazy time.
Hey, that earthquake hit like in the middle of the night, no?
Bro,
right?
that thing hit out of nowhere in the middle of the night. Like, all of a sudden, ground was shaking. Everything was bad, bro. I'm like, holy shit, man.
I remember that.
It was bad, but yeah, man, I'm from the city of where everyone gives it a bad name, but it's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city, man. You want to find some good grub out there, definitely. You will find anything out there, and I do mean anything. Street vendors galore out there.
I'm excited for you. I've been excited to have you on because of... Okay, you have a podcast.
Yes.
You have a podcast, dog. Can you please give us the name of that podcast and let the world know where they could find you, dog?
Of course, man. I am on Instagram and on TikTok, and the podcast name is alien_OG_podcast.
Fuck yeah. And thank you for the stickers.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man.
Stickers
anytime.
is like your shirt?
Yeah. I'm gonna start making shirts pretty soon. Every time I do make a shirt, I either get wasted and I start giving them away like crazy, and I'm just like, you get a shirt, you get a shirt, you get a shirt. So I hit up my shirt guy and he goes, Chris, I can't make a next day shirt for you. And I was like, damn, dude. I was like, well, what do I have? I'm like, I gotta bring my boy Ray these some stickers, man. I'm like, but next time for sure, Ray, I'm gonna hook you up with a shirt, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a
appreciate
problem.
It, man. And I also want to start, you're inspiring me to get going with the shirt and to get going with stickers.
That's how you push your product. I'm not saying like stick them anywhere, because I know sometimes I've gone to like nice areas where, like, where was I the other time? About a week ago, forgot where, somewhere in Ventura, right? And I was in a really nice mall, dude, like really, really nice mall. And I put one of those stickers on a trash can, dude. This trash can, shit, I guess must cost like $100,000, right? So I stick it on there. I'm eating at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and I come out, me and my wife were like, hey, your sticker's gone. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no way, the sticker's gone already? I'm like, the security was passing by, I guess they saw me, and they scraped that sucker right off the trash can. I was like,
fucking haters.
I was like, dang,
fucking
dude.
haters.
I'm like,
but
wow.
It's the city, I guess. Every city has different standards, because then you go somewhere else and there's just a bunch of fucking stickers. Like, I've been places, dog, where there's just stickers just all on a window, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna put my sticker up there too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that's why I want to make stickers.
Yeah, man. It's a really cool thing. Like, let's say you go out, you go to a lunch truck. When you're at work, what do you see? The first thing you see is like a bunch of lunch trucks out there, birria, tacos, you name it, you got it, right? And those guys like supporting, so of course they're gonna want you to put your sticker on there. So those really make good for can I promote, or give them a quick shout out, get on your live or whatever, or just record a reel real quick, and hey man, I'm at so and so, and give them their props too, man. They love that shit, bro. It's crazy, it's a favor for a favor. And like I said, like, I don't charge people for putting them on. Everything I do pretty much to promote other people is a free thing. I don't go, hey man, I need this much for me to promote you. I know there's pages out there that are like, okay, well, $50 for a shout out, for a promotion, for me to just put you on. I get you, you want to make your money somehow, but people are struggling as it is. I don't want to overcharge people that that are just trying to be up and coming as well.
Yeah, everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Alien OG podcast. What is the topic that you guys cover there, right? And what inspired? I want to get into the podcast, dog. And when you get into your podcast, you also, that right there opens up the door to so much.
Yes.
So, topic that you cover, and what inspired you to cover that topic, dog?
Well, the topic that I cover on the show or on the live is pretty much anything UFO, paranormal, or unexplained phenomenon. And this show has, it just started as, when I first started this, it was a group. It was just I had a partnership with somebody. This partnership, as the podcast grew, got more follower base, and my vision was simply different from the other creative person, and I don't think that person wanted to be as out there or as known, because they do fear, and I don't blame anybody. They do fear of government coming after you, and I don't want to be part of that. So we kind of just went our separate ways, and was like, hey, you just do you, and I was like, cool, and we're just gonna do that, So, and what inspired me to actually also start it, and what came about, is my own experiences, just my own experiences of seeing UFOs at a very young age, and seeing a lot of things that I can't explain in the sky. So that kind of drove me to go, hey man, like I want this. I don't have a PhD in ufology. I don't have any of that stuff like all these other well-credited ufologists have. I didn't study this. I just go based upon my experiences and what I've been through. And I love hearing other people tell their stories too, about what happened to them, whether it be spiritual wise, whether it be paranormal wise, whether it be they can't, what is that, you leave your body pretty much, and they don't know how to explain that. So I love hearing stuff like that. So I love to put people on when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Fuck yeah, it sounds like you're looking for answers to life experiences that are fucking unexplainable. And that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast as well, because well, there's a lot of reasons why I started this podcast, but one of the main reasons is because I'm looking for answers to I'm looking for answers, man, because there's a lot out there that I have questions about, and I want to understand.
Exactly.
Also based on my personal experiences and stories and personal experiences from other people. And, you know, because I'm a firm believer that the winners of the wars are the ones who determine how history is remembered, dog. Right? And somewhere down the line, all the winners of these wars, they said to themselves, you know what? Let's keep a certain amount of information away from everybody else in the world, but let's keep this for ourselves, because I believe that there is a truth, dog. I believe that there is a truth, man. There's something out there. Nobody knows how the pyramids were built, right?
Right. Everybody assumes that, yes, they had. Okay, put this into actual terms. What human being or how many human beings can carry a quadrillion ton rock, man? Like, I mean, how the hell do you get it up so high? First of all, there had to have been some kind of intelligence back then to help them build these pyramids. That's the bottom line, man. There's no, the architects had a bunch of slaves back then, or a lot of workers or whatever to help them build the pyramids. No, that's bullshit, man. That cannot be.
But somebody fucking knows.
Yeah, of course, somebody fucking knows how they built. If you know construction, you know that there goes, you know, into building just a simple shelf, and you're trying to make it out of wood, and you're doing these precise cuts. Not everything is fucking precise, but how the hell did they get these precise measurements with these rocks? And like, dude, you have to have some kind of instrument already to make those kind of cuts.
A fucking laser.
Exactly.
Or who knows?
Exactly.
Something that we can't even imagine. Who knows? We don't fucking know.
Just recent. I don't know if you've heard back then when Google Maps discovered off of the shore off Malibu that there's like an underground and they showed it right.
What is it though? What is for the people that haven't? You know, what is it?
Literally just type it in, go to Malibu and type in underwater base on Google Maps on Earth, or they're gonna show you what looks like a freaking building under the water, and it's right off the coastline and where you drive, literally. So as of last week, they banished that photo. It's gone. They said that wasn't there.
What does that tell you?
Oh, dude, why are we covering it up now? We had already these guys already confirmed, oh yeah, that's a legitimate image of what's down there, but we just can't explain. All of a sudden it becomes off limits to people. You can't dive near that. You can't go anywhere exploring. No one has even tried because you can't. It's closed off now. It's been closed off ever since they revealed it to the world. So now it's like they banished it and said, well, you guys were just tripping. That was never there. It's gone. Now it's off of Google Earth, Google Map, everything. Why is that?
It's one of those situations like, okay, so like whenever a situation comes up like that where they just say, oh, it doesn't exist, they take it off, whatever, you know, that tells me that they are trying to fucking hide something. Like, it does, you know, this is making, unless they're doing it on purpose. Like, oh, you know what? Let's mind fuck these guys because we are, you know what they think when we say shit doesn't exist? They think it does exist. So let's fucking mind fuck them and say it doesn't exist. So they believe that it does exist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that they are professionals in mind fucking because they've been doing it for fucking centuries.
They've done that shit a lot, man. Look at before JCPenney.
Yes,
their logo.
Yes. The Mandela Effect.
The Mandela Effect with JCPenney, man. I mean, like back then it was with double N in it, and now it's JCPenney with one N.
God, JCPenney or JCPenney's.
There you go, and they added the apostrophe S. Added to that.
Fuck, dog. Okay,
it was JCPenney, now it's JCPenney's.
Fruit of the Loom. There's a cornucopia on the tag.
Yes.
And Fruit of the Loom said they never made one, but all kinds of people came out and they went in their old clothes and found the cornucopia on it. What else? The Bernstein bears.
Bernstein bear ones. That one trips me out, like big time. There's this. I have a reel on my podcast where this guy literally is in his home, and he believes that his room is like some type of portal. So when he walks in with the Berenstein Bears book, it changes from the Berensteins to the Berenstein automatically, like in front of you. Like he's like, you see that? He exits the room, Berenstein. Goes in, Berenstein. Goes back out, Berenstein. Like, it mind fucks the shit out of you.
Has he tried anything else? Like,
yes. He's opened a portal with like, he literally showed the world that he opened the portal. No one believed this guy. No one has ever even seen this guy after he opened that portal. Okay, he's in his home, and he opened a portal using some type of like battery thing, right? Like a lithium battery. It was like glowing, right? So he lives in buttfuck Egypt, literally, what I like to call, because he lives far away, and
I don't want to go there.
Like my girl said, he's like, make sure you're not going to a Diddy party. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, dude. I'm like, no Diddy. And he opens this portal, man, in his own living room, and he opens a portal to Sedona, Arizona.
Of all places.
Of all places, because that Sedona, Arizona is the mecca of portals. It's supposedly where you can go to that certain spot in the desert, and I don't know what location because they don't share those. Man, you will find major hotspots there that will make you probably travel from like one place to another, and you wouldn't even know how you got there.
I had an outer body experience in Sedona, dog. Let me tell you about this.
Ooh.
So we went to Sedona, about my boy Rudy. My oldest is 7, so we must have went about 7. Well, he's 6, turning 7. So we must have went about 6 to 7 years ago, right? And my wife was pregnant, and I went on, because, there's a lot of energy vortexes there.
Yes.
So I did my research on Sedona, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And a lot of them were kind of far. So I went to the closest one, but the closest one, I had a hike up there.
Ooh.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go get this done. She's like, yeah, go for it. So I hiked. I went up to this area. I followed the directions. I did research online on how to get there, and so it was kind of a long hike. So I got to the area where the hike ended, and then from there they told me to go left. So I went left, and I went on the side of a mountain. I think I'm not lying. I think I was going on the side of a mountain, and then I made another left. Had to climb up, and then down this. I have pictures of it, and it was very, very weird the way things. There was stuff there that looked like it did not belong there, because I remember there was a ball that looked like a cannonball, and it was in the rock, and there was like this black type of line that was in the rock. It just looked out of place. It could be natural, but it looked out of place to me. So, and there was another dude that was sitting there, and he was just sitting there just on quiet. Like he looked like he was like in meditation. So I was like, well, this must be the place.
Oh shit.
And based on the pictures that I looked online, it was the place. It was like an area that was down. There was like a rock that looked like an obelisk, like the shape of an obelisk.
Yeah.
And it was there. So I went down there, and I sat down, and I just did some deep breathing. I did some just trying to quiet everything around me. And all of a sudden, in my mind, I never opened my eyes, but in my mind, something took over, and I was flying through the clouds. In my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I never tried to fly in the clouds in my mind. And I was just like, oh shit. I go ahead. I was like, it's happening. Something's going on. Something's happening, right? So then once I became aware of what was happening, it kind of messed it up, dog. So I went whoop, and I came back to where I was at. I opened my eyes, and I was like, fuck, I hope that is what I think it was. And I tried to do it again, but I wasn't able to. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to chalk it up as a one-time type of deal experience. And I hiked back. But I have told people,
crazy,
man. Yeah, man. I have told people about that, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So
that's a crazy outer body, like an outer body experience that crazy. And the fact that you were able to, like, when you came back, you were able to find this place on, like.
I found it, dude. Well, I found it because I looked for the directions online on how to get there, dog.
Not only did you like get out of your own body, man, you literally remote viewed this spot.
I did,
yeah.
Because how did I remote view it?
By actually remembering
how to get back.
Yeah. Hey, you literally fucking remote viewed it. Dude.
It was like zoom, like blast off, and then it was like I came back and I was like, whoa. I was like, oh shit. And I looked up to look at that guy to see if he was still there. He was still there, but like I said, he was like on his own. He was on his own trip, bro. And he was like on a good one. He could be, hey, that motherfucker could have been blasted off somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, hey, Carl Jung, he was a psychiatrist. He believed a lot in like the mind and well, he had a dream. He had a dream that he was traveling like somewhere. He was floating, and he floated up to a cave. I could be fucking the story up, but the lesson of the story is this: he saw himself meditating in his dream, and he realized that dream was reality, and his reality was the dream. So when that guy sleeping, meditating, woke up, he said, I know that's when I am going to stop being. Like,
oh, shit.
Yeah. So that whole concept blows my mind, because then I think to myself, is there a part of me that's somewhere else dreaming my fucking life right now?
Well, you do know, in the terms of Billy Carson, he's like really famed, you know, studies ufology, and he's really vested into the pyramids and stuff like that, and knows a lot about like our back times. You know, he has a lot of history about that, and he says that we do live in a universe where another one of us does exist at this very moment in time. They're doing the exact same thing at the exact same time as we are. Like, there's someone in another reality right now, in this reality, but in another time zone, doing the same thing me and you are doing right now. So there's another one of us out there doing the same thing right now. So it's crazy. He's like, every time you go out, your other self has already done that. Either you're are in the process of doing what that person is already done, or you're doing something that person is going to do in their present. Like, it's crazy. Like, he really brings that, and I'm like, what the fuck? That really like messed with my whole world when he said. I was like, so you're saying that there's another one of us in here on Earth, but in a different time zone, and a different world, same world but different world. But they're doing the exact same shit as I am. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's crazy.
It fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
How about this, though? How about this, dog? Because nobody knows the truth about anything, so I feel anything is possible. So every decision, okay, so you're going through life, right? You're going through your day, and every decision that you make, there's a part of you that made the other decision.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, yeah. So then you're just like, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That reality breaks off, right? So the next time, instead of going left, you go right. Oh, that reality breaks off. Yeah. So all day, you're just creating all these parallel realities with the decisions that you're making.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
And that, you know, deja vu, you know, synchronicities, shit like that. Shit that, you know, there's no such thing as coincidence.
Yeah.
When these coincidences happen, these coincidences happen in our life, when we're giving that little fucking crumb, that could be something that is happening in one of these parallel
universes. Yeah.
That is, oh shit, like.
Well, just look at the Marvel movies, man. How the hell do we have parallel universes? There's another Spider-Man and another whatever in another parallel universe, and they show you this shit on the movie. So what does that let you know for real? Like, dude, a lot of people think, oh shit, that's a great fucking movie. Yeah, no, man, but sometimes they hide shit in there that if you really pay attention, they're literally telling you parallel universes exist.
Oh yeah.
They're literally telling you UFOs exist, aliens exist, everything exists. But because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
100%.
Dude, it's there. They've put it in movies. I mean, shit. Look at China, dude. They're getting ready to fucking. They found an embryo of an egg. These what do they call these guys that go out and like dig up shit out there?
Archaeologists.
Archaeologists. An archaeologist found an egg. Don't know what type of dinosaur egg they found, but they found the embryo still.
What?
Yeah, intact in there.
Fuck.
So now they got DNA of a dinosaur. Now it's only a matter of time before they start fucking making a real life Jurassic Park. we're about to get into a real life fucking Jurassic Park, and if you keep up with the Jurassic Park movies, we're gonna have a T-Rex roaming around fucking Los Angeles pretty fucking soon, dude. Like,
they don't end well, huh?
Yeah, no, they never end well. So and keep your dogs inside, because the first one to die in those movies are always your dogs.
Fuck.
Damn, yeah. I mean, dude, it's crazy. I mean, look, they put all this shit in movies for you to see. You know, George Lucas is a big hinter of if I had this type of technology when he made all these Star Trek movies. He's like, if only I had real life technology like this, bro. Let's stop your capping, because you've seen shit like this, and this is why you kind of created your show. You know, this is why you did everything you did with all your movies. You pretty much saw alien tech, and you're like, shit, I'm gonna put that in a freaking movie, but I'm gonna disclose it so nobody fucking knows,
just to see how we react to it.
Yeah.
Or like to slowly trickle out the truth to condition us. Yeah. So that when it does fucking hit, we're not fucking shocked by it.
Exactly. They're pretty much preventing mass hysteria, right? Which is why a lot of these government officials go, no, the public can't handle the truth. You know, the public can't know, because it's mass hysteria. People are going to lose their fucking minds. They're not, like, I mean, if they're already prepping us in movies, why are they thinking that we're going to lose our fucking minds? I mean, we live amongst unexplained creatures already. We live, when we go to the ocean, are we 100% sure when we go to the beach we know what animals in there? No, we don't know what fish, what the fuck is really living in there. Like, we don't know. So I mean, that right there scares you enough. I mean, what makes you think we can't deal with other beings that possibly look like us, you know, and hybrid humans and 1,000-year-old humans and looking young? You know, like, how do we know, like, we can't handle that? Why keep all this secrecy? I mean, I know it's about power, and a lot of people say, okay, well, it's to prevent big wars or stuff like that. You know, I mean, if it gets out there to the wrong person, shit. Well, let's not go far in saying, well, the government isn't the right person to fucking deal with all this shit, because the first thing they want to do is weaponize everything. Literally, they want to fucking strap on a laser beam to a jet fighter, which, by the way, they already do. They've strapped freaking, flamethrowers, onto freaking helicopters. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. I mean, shit, it's out there for you to see. Dude,
they weaponized the remote viewing.
Yeah. And now you got fucking remote viewers beating the shit out of you in your remote view, because they're literally, man, these are files that are in the CIA files. If you go online and you go onto the CIA webpage, and it's all in their archives, the FBI as well, they got everything in that archive, and it lets you know that they do have remote viewers fighting people that are trying to remote view. So they are beating the shit out of you spiritually.
Do you know who? I think his name is David Wilcox. You know who David Wilcox is?
I've heard his name, but I haven't.
Dude, he had this fucking guy. Well, he has his friend. I'm gonna try to do this real fast. Mm-hmm. He has his friend. I don't know what his name is, but his friend comes out with. He's had all these crazy stories, and one of the stories I heard him tell was that he, in his dream, he was visiting like a big arena, and in that arena there was all of the leaders of the world, and they were all talking and planning which direction the world was going to go in, right? And they, when they realized that he was there, two guys came and beat the shit out of him, but they beat the fuck out of him in front of everybody, like for a show, right? And so then he said it fucking hurt him, whatever. He said he could feel it. It felt real. The ass kicking was real. He woke up and was like, holy fuck, that was probably the realest dream I've ever had.
Oh shit.
The next day he was pulled over and by the cops, and the cops that pulled him over were the same ones that kicked his ass, right? In his dream. So this fucker went to dream the next day, and the next day he went to the same place, and he was like, I don't want to fucking be here. They kicked his ass again. Like, this happened like 4 nights in a row, to where he was going to this meeting of all the heads of the world, and he was not supposed to be there, but he had no control over being there, and they were whipping his ass every night, and the ass whooping for him was real. But when he would wake, for him it was a dream, but his dream was real. Mm-hmm. And I'm not really too sure how that ended or what the outcome of that was, but
I'm sure they had to disappear him after those times, and either that or he's in a federal prison somewhere. Just
he's out there telling the story. So how true is it?
Damn.
Or is it one of those situations where like this is so fucking bananas, nobody's gonna believe him? Fuck it, let him go out there and tell the story.
Because to me, it sounds a little bit real, but at the same time, it's like if that were really true, dude, you'd have not federal agents in your home, dude. Now you're talking about secret federal agents that we have. Like I'm talking about Men in Black type of shit. Mm-hmm. You'll have them visit you, and they'll disappear you right away, like big time. They won't even leave a trace of you. If that were the real case, but I do believe that he possibly could have remote viewed it once, kicked his ass so bad that he didn't. He was just like, fuck, can't remote view that way no more. So there must have been some type of shit where they stopped him from that. But to get beat up 4 nights in a row like that, man, fuck, dude. There's like how many? You're like, fuck this, man. Talk about some dominatrix shit, man. This guy was like, beat me, fuck it,
you're here again.
Yeah,
all right, scoop his ass again.
Get the fucking ropes out this time. We're gonna whip this guy 10 lashes right now. Fuck.
Hey, dog, can you please tell the story that your camping story?
Yeah, man, of course. So my family has a tradition. Back then when I was small, man, we used to get all together. We used to go on these camping trips all the time as a family, man. Obviously as we grew older, everybody goes their separate ways. But very beautiful spot in Fraser Park. The entrance to that, for anybody that wants to go there, is Mil Potreros, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe is that. I was about 11 years old, man. About 10, 11 years old, man. And we had got to that camping site very late at night. You know, we usually meet up with everybody at the Flying J gas station that's right there off the 5. And we meet up everybody there before going up to the mountain. So it was really late, man. About maybe 9, 10 o'clock at night. And we start going, everybody's meeting, we're going, we get there. And we have this thing where before setting up our camping site, we go up to what's called the Mirador. It's like a nice little open area where you could see, like, it's a fucking nice view, dude. And I mean, it's a nice view of nothing, right? Because Bakersfield you can see Bakersfield from up there, and it's like just fucking plain, right? But at night, it looks different because you see all the lights. It's just different. So you're seeing all the lights. We get up to the Mirador, man, and everybody. This hadn't happened in with everybody that always goes. We never usually go all up there as a group, but this time everybody went. I mean, I'm talking about my, dad, mom, aunts, uncles, cousins, every fucking body was up there. And we get up there, dude. We're taking in the view. We're just talking, having a good time, and out of nowhere, my dad and my uncles are like, "Oh shit!" It started off like a flickering star, right? We're like, "What the fuck?" My dad's pointing at that, and he's like, "What?" Out of nowhere, dude, this thing fucking materializes, bro. Out of fucking big UFO. I'm talking about football field size UFO, big ass UFO. It looked cartoonish. I don't know if you guys ever seen Roger Rabbit. It looked fucking cartoonish, right? I was like, this can't be fucking real. Like, we're all fucking staring at this thing. This thing is like close as fuck. I'm talking about this thing was maybe, dude, 5-10 feet above us, man. This thing was right there. Massive. And I've always drawn it. And everybody's like, okay, if you saw it, then draw what you saw. Okay, cool. I usually try my best to try to draw what I saw. This fucking saucer-shaped fucking UFO was so massive, man. You can tell, like, it was spinning in the middle, and the bottom and the top were just in place. So it was just spinning in the middle. It looked like a carousel, dude, like a massive fucking carousel. And it had like these, it looked like windows, man. It looked like windows, but they were you can't see through it. It was solid, but it had the carousel feature, like just fucking the damn windows are about that, but they're rotating, right? You could see this shit. We're in amazement, right? Because this thing is glowing purple, orange, blue. This is why I made the shirt. So all these colors of the shirt matches what we saw. So I incorporated that when I got with the artist. That
is that what the ship looked like?
Yeah, that's what the ship looked like.
Oh, that's cool. We're gonna get a close up of that.
Yeah, that's what the shirt looked like, man. And these panels that you see was what I saw, and this shit was glowing just like that, just like that. It hovered above us for maybe, I'd say, a good 2 minutes, man. That shit was pretty long. It was hovering above us for a while, man. A long while. And this thing pulled space and time like you've never seen it pulled before. It literally looked like it bended the sky. If that makes sense, man. It grabbed on, and this thing went, took off. So a massive fucking football field UFO just launched itself back into the damn sky at supersonic speeds.
Like a slingshot, maybe?
Literally like a slingshot. Just like that. And people say they fly it like this. No, dude, this thing turned on its axis like that on its belly. Pulled itself back and propelled itself up. But I'm talking about like that. But as it did it, it bent all the stars and all that shit looked like it bent with it. So it bent time, dude. It like distorted shit. And I'm like, what the? We all just were in amazement. And the thing turned into like you don't even know where it went. Literally. You don't know where it went. After that, we're all in shock. At this point, we're like, what the hell did we see? What's going on? Everybody's questioning. I'm all the cousins, the smaller ones are freaking screaming, scared, crying. What happened? All the older cousins, like myself and all my other cousins, oh, that was cool. What the heck was that? All the older parents, they were like, man, this is bad. They thought the world was going to end pretty fucking much. So we're heading back down. And as we're walking back down, it was crazy because we all instantaneously froze, man. Like, it was like a freeze, like everybody just froze in unison, man. And a flash happened. All I remember was that fucking flash. And when that happened, I think at the moment where we saw the UFO to the moment where we saw the flash, I think we were probably abducted. All of us.
I agree.
All of us. Because it hovered above us for a long time, dude. I mean, 2 minutes is pretty fucking... It's rare for a UFO to hover that long. Usually they're gone within seconds. You spot one, shit's gone. Or unless it's making a communication with you. It's like communicating with you. Then it'll stick around. But no one was communicating with this shit. So I believe strongly we were all fucking taken. And when we were all put back was that moment where we all froze. And then time just... It like flashed for us. And then it was like a play button, bro. It's like, okay, play, boom, and we're all back to normal. We're like, what the fuck? What was that? What the hell was that? No one can explain it. But all my other cousins and myself were like, we just got fucking abducted. Like we just went up on a UFO and we didn't know it. And all my aunts, they're like, no, don't say that. They're all like, oh my god, like what did they do to us? All my uncles and my dad were like, oh damn, they probably probed us.
No, I think that's everybody's first fucking nightmare. Well, at least I remember that.
Like damn, like these just they fucked us all.
Yeah.
Like oh shit, like no permission. They just fucking just
fucking guys.
They got us. Man.
They live by different rules.
Yeah, dude, they got no fucking rules. Like I mean, spread them, bro. Like shit, you got no choice. You got one choice, and then spread them, bro. And I'm like, oh damn. But definitely we had an experience that night. The second part to that, well, as we stayed there for the weekend, right? I haven't really been on other shows and telling this, but this part for me was crazier too, because from that point forward, that night we stayed there the whole, I think it was Memorial Day weekend, or no, 4th of July weekend, sorry, 4th of July weekend. So we were there Friday night, Saturday, Sunday till Monday. We stayed there we camped.
Yeah.
That shit was a hell of a camping. And by the way, if you guys go there, there's no bathrooms. So you gotta dig a hole or you gotta take a portable potty. But you know, growing up Hispanic, bro, is dig a hole.
Yeah.
Get out of here and dig a hole. I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, definitely, guys, no bathroom. So
we were fucking camping, dog.
Yeah, we went camping, bro. Like we went fucking dirt, everything. Like, dude, we went fucking camping. No mattresses. You get me? You're sleeping on the fucking whatever rocks you're on. You know your tent is on. That's where you're sleeping. But definitely for all the guys that have your wives, make sure that they're okay with that, because a lot of them are like, fuck that, you know. So the second night, man, we were there. Nothing like the first night that we encountered, but from that moment forward, our campsite, because you can see the freaking sky crystal clear. Like, as you go higher in elevation, the sky just amplifies and it gets, you know, the scenery turns more and more beautiful. Like, you can literally see satellites moving. That's how freaking far up we were. Like, you can tell when it's a satellite, because it's like, it's going and it's just shooting in one way, just one direction. So you can see that. But from that night on, we kept seeing, we were visited.
Hell
the
yeah.
whole fucking time.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it again.
We were visited again, but not by the same ship. But this one was higher up in the sky. But the reason we knew, and my dad was the one that said, the reason I know that these are not like airplanes or anything like that. We're being visited again. It's like they're watching us. It's like they're just watching us to see what the hell we're doing up here. They appear in 3. In a triangular formation. There's always, if there's one, there's always going to be another, and there's always going to be another. They travel in 3 sometimes. It's rare when they travel alone. They always travel in a trio. And my dad was like, dude, the sky is literally filled with triangular UFO, like in triangular formation UFOs. We were visited every single night. Every single fucking night, dude. And it's crazy that I say that, because it's like, you know, you look up and you see these things disappear and then they would reappear in another side. So you gotta like really pay close attention. But you can tell, because these were not stars. These were actual UFOs appearing and manifesting themselves in front of us the whole fucking 4th of July weekend we were there. That was insane. Nothing like it, but they would disappear once we knew, because my dad and my uncles, they always loved carrying those fucking high beam flashlights that they think it's so, man, I don't know what it is with the machismo of some dudes, but they're like, my flashlight's better. Everyone had their own flashlight, dude. Like, all my uncles had their own fucking flashlight. I don't understand why they have, I see your flashlight, how many lumens is it, dude? Like, what the fuck is it? They're shining it in the fucking air, right? They're like, yeah, dude, look at that shit. It's taking up that whole star. Yeah, you can see it. I'm like, dude. So as soon as they would flash their lights to the ships, they disappeared. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, every time they flashed the lights, they would disappear, because they knew we were seeing them. But they were, as soon as we turned them off, boom, there they go back again. I was like, what the fuck? The whole fucking 4th of July weekend, we saw the triangular shape, not triangular shape, but triangular formation of these UFOs. And they would appear in just like little, in clusters of just one. So it was crazy. And that whole sky was filled with them, dude. And you could see how they were moving. Like, they would move in erratic formation. Like, they would go one way, another way, another way, another way, another way, another. Like, it was crazy. Like, that was not a satellite. Satellites move just one direction and fast. This thing was like doo, 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 and they were all moving in that rapid formation. So I'm like, that is crazy. So that was one of my first experiences, and why I wanted to continue. When I got older, I was like, dude, I need to do something like that. Like, I need to bring that shit to life. And I started seeing documentaries and shows and all this shit. I'm like, damn, that is so cool. I want to be the one to open doors for people that have experiences like that don't get to tell their stories, that they get, you know, ridiculed on a daily basis because they say, oh shit, UFOs are real. And a lot of people are like, you're fucking crazy. These shits don't exist, you know. So that's what drove me to pretty much do my show, and just that moment in experience. And I had another experience on camping, and this time it was during Memorial Day weekend, and this was when I got a little bit older, and I already had. I was dude. I was a young dad, dude. I got my girl pregnant at what? I was 16. She was 15. So we had kids young. We're still together, thank God. You know, so we rode it out, man. You know, we got. Cheers to that, man. And man, dude, and it was a great Memorial Day weekend, and it was probably my wife's last time. Oh man, I'm so in for another one, dude. Appreciate you, Ray.
Oh yeah, got you, dog. Want another lime? Another lemon?
No, I'm good with this one right here.
Cool.
Yeah, man, and this experience also took place at night. And all the experiences that I have camping-wise, man, they're always at night, dude. I don't understand fucking why things happen at night, but they do. We were setting up camp again, you know. We met with everybody. We went up. Finally got to the camping. This time we didn't go up to the mirador. This time we just stayed down, and we're like, fuck it, dude. It's really late.
Same location?
Same location. Now, in this location, it also has its paranormal, because apparently a long time, I don't know how long ago, but people that usually travel up there, we always ran into like this guy, like an ex-army guy. And it was weird, dude, because this guy, he had a lot of knowledge of shit that went up there. So he told us a story about how there was a bus that went, a school bus, and it took kids camping. And so that school bus ended up disappearing, and the children died, and it's a bunch of people that died up there apparently. So he told us that story, and I was young at that time when he told us that story. Man, I was like, man, this guy's fucking whack out of his mind, dude. I'm like, I don't believe this shit. And I'm like, okay, once I had my UFO experience, dude, I think it opened the door to a lot of other shit, because I started having like paranormal shit happening to me that I could not explain. So we're setting up our tents, and everybody's getting ready to crash out. We were doing marshmallows after we set up our tents. We did some marshmallows, went to bed. Had my daughters in a separate tent, and me and my wife in our tent. And man, dude, your cell phones don't work up there, so you're lost in time, bro. You're literally camping, bro. You got no technology. You got nothing up there that fucking works. Your phones are off, so you have no idea how late it is at night. So I'm waking up, dude, because I hear kids laughing, and I'm like, shit, it must be morning already. All the kids are out. I think whatever. I wake up, it's still dark, and I'm like, what the fuck? I hear kids laughing, dude. Laughter, like little kid laughter from afar. And I look at my wife, and I'm trying to wake her up, and she wouldn't wake up. And I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like, this is some fucking crazy shit going on, dude. And as I'm trying to wake her up, dude, I'm literally like, dude, what the hell's going on, dude? The laughter keeps getting closer and closer. After that, I hear a ball. It's one of those dodgeballs, I guess, right? It's like you can hear the hollowness to it, and it's like, dude, what the fuck is going on, dude? I'm like, okay, now I'm fucking freaked out. What the fuck is going on? Nobody's hearing this shit? Am I the only one hearing this shit? I keep hearing laughter, and now I'm hearing more than one kid. I'm hearing about 3 to 4 children, and they're all laughing, playing with this ball, and I hear it. You can hear them passing the ball. Dum, 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 dum. And I'm like, fuck, dude, this is creepy, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, I do not want to open this fucking, like, this tent. I'm like, I don't want to open it because I'm shit scared of what I'm about to see. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, fuck it, let's open the damn tent up. The very first thing that you shouldn't do is, who knows who's out there, and it's dark as shit, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna open this damn tent. Oh man, dude, I opened the tent, dude. I kid you fucking not, man. All I see is one little girl.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I see. Well, yeah,
chills,
dude. Yeah,
dude.
dude. Trust me. Every time I tell this story, it gives me fucking chills, dude. It literally. I see this little girl, dude. She's holding the ball in one hand, and she's holding her head in the other. And she's smile. I could see this little girl, like really young little girl. She was smiling. When I opened up the tent, I was like, oh fuck. I immediately closed the tent door right. I fucking zipped that bitch right back up, man. I was like, hell no. Because it turned around, it was faced the other way, and it was giving its back to me. So when it turned around, it had the fucking ball in her head in her hand. Like, what the fuck? I closed this shit up. I'm like, at this point, I'm literally yelling, dude, but nobody hears me. I'm like, what the fuck? No one's hearing me? I'm like, am I in a different time zone that nobody's fucking hearing? Nobody's hearing me. Mm-hmm. I'm going, oh my God. I'm screaming to the top of my lungs. Oh my fucking God. Anybody wake up. I'm like, Mom, Dad, anybody wake up. Whatever, dude. When I closed the tent door back up, man, I zipped it back up. I just threw myself like literally under the covers, and I fucking covered myself, dude. And I'm like, oh man, this is creepy. Okay. As soon as that happened, I'm like, okay, I don't hear the laughter or the thud of the ball anymore. Dude, the next thing that happens is there's about a pair of maybe I say 3-4 kids. I see hands, imprints all over the tent. They're pushing the tent, and they're laughing as they're pushing the tent. These little kids are, I don't know, I know they're playing. I know they're
badass kids.
Yeah, I was like, motherfucker, I'm trying to sleep. God damn it, dude. And dude, they're literally putting their indents, their little hands on the tent. And it's crazy because it's so cold up there in the morning. When we woke up finally, dude, this shit, like, it lasted for a while, man. These kids were pushing the tent, dude, like pushing it to the point where they're moving the shit now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Nobody else was awake, it was just you.
Yeah, nobody else heard anything, and nobody else. But the next morning, you know, it's really cold up there, so all the little tents wake up with like a little mildew on them, a little wet, like mildew in the morning, like how your cars do in the morning. So I had little handprints, and they were like at the top. I was like, how the fuck? And I told everybody, you guys don't see this shit? My mom was like, it's probably a possum. It's probably like, what the I'm like, what the fuck is a possum doing way the fuck up here?
Yeah. I'm
like, dude, that possum must have a death wish up here, because there's a lot of fucking mountain lions and shit up here. So, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, this ain't no possum, dude. Everybody's like, no, I didn't hear nothing. I was like, dude, where were you guys? I'm like, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and nobody heard me. Like,
that's fucking weird.
That one was weird. That one was hella weird for me.
It's weird that nobody else woke up with you fucking yelling.
Nobody. Everybody was sound asleep. Mm-hmm. Sound asleep. Mm-hmm. I was the only one that woke up to actual paranormal activity going on in the campsite, and I'm like, must this be the kids that died up here?
It had to have been.
Could be.
Yeah, it had to have been. The story that one guy told you, right?
Yeah, he told us, all of us. He was like, yeah, there's a story of kids that died up here. The bus disappeared. They never found the bus. They never found the kids. They never found anybody. Teacher, the driver. They never found nobody. I'm like,
you should put a school bus on that shirt.
I didn't. That's what I thought about that after, and I was like, fuck. I should put like little ghostlings in the back, man. I'm like, dude, that was the most wildest thing that had happened to me, paranormal wise, like encountered, where it was like physically almost to the point of grabbing me. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't because the tent. Mm-hmm. But I believe, like, I know they were just trying to probably be playful. But then again, I don't know, man. I don't know fucking spirits and their intents, you know? Like, I'm like, fuck, I know you're a kid, but how badass of a kid are you? Like,
and what has influenced you on the other side?
Yeah, what has influenced you? Like, I don't want that influence, bro. So I'm like, fuck. So that was my first paranormal experience as a kid as a teenager with my family there, and that was really crazy, man. After that, man, I mean, shit has just been crazy. I've had many other UFO encounters as well, and another one that I had was here in the city of Mission Hills. One of my uncles lived out in Mission Hills. We were visiting.
Was this uncle with you the night at the park when you guys were the first abduction experience? Was that uncle there?
No, not this uncle. No.
Okay.
This uncle, nothing to do with. He didn't like camping, so he always never went to the camping sites and all that shit. He didn't like driving the little roads and all that. He's like, nah, fuck, that ain't for me. And I'm like, all right, but this happened, man, I want to say in 96, 97. We're watching a Mike Tyson fight. That I do remember, big time. Tyson was hell of a big time up and comer fighter. Everybody wanted to see his fights. So back then, if you're not familiar, if you had the little black box as a cable box, you were fucking loaded, bro. Everybody in our family that had it, damn, you got money, bro. Like, fuck yeah, you can afford the cable.
We're going to your house.
You're going to your like, dude, this guy had all the pay-per-view events in that little black box, man. It looked like a fucking, a built black box that the airplanes carry when those shits blow. Like, it was crazy, this little thing. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm having the Tyson fight. Everybody come over if you guys want. Yeah, we all started pouring in. And as the fight, wrapped up, because Tyson knocked everybody out in the fucking first round, dude, literally.
Yeah.
So my uncle was like, I'm giving this a first round, second round. I forgot who he was fighting, but the shit ended the second round. KO'd the motherfucker. And I was like, God, man. We all, there was a big feast going on. Everybody was like, all right, well, everybody finished eating. It's getting later already, so it was time to go home. As we're all outside, man. My uncles, my cousins, my aunt, my mom, my dad, myself, my sister, my brother. And we're all outside saying bye. And out of the blue, we see these red, I want to say tic-tac shaped, red. They're going up and down like this. At first, they're just like, I don't know, they're like sizing each other up, and I don't know what the fuck, but they're floating like this. They're going up and down, and we're all like staring at the show like, what the hell's that? That's so weird. They start shooting each other with these fucking, like, literally lasers. They start shooting each other with like these laser things, and as they stop here, boom, the one on the right shot a shot at this one, and the one on the left, this thing went poof, and the fucking shot went that way. This guy went back up. He met up with this guy again. Boom, shoots. This guy goes, poof, comes back down, and now they're fucking shooting each other. They're missing. Till finally one follows it, dead ass. The left one stops, poof, shoots it. This thing poof, starts coming down. This thing shoots. I believe it was trying to like recover the wreck. That it just fucking blew up another. It was a UFO. Dude, these things were UFOs. I'm like, what the fuck? There's no technology that you can do. Like, what the fuck is that? So as this one blew the one on the right up, it was crashing down, and it was trying to pick it up, but it couldn't. So it disappeared, darted, and the debris fell. I shit you not, man. I kid you not. It felt like the government knew or was already watching. It took seconds. A Black Hawk helicopter emerged from right behind my uncle's house. Mm-hmm. Wow. Where did this Black Hawk helicopter? What the? Did this shit just open up from the ground and just fucking, there's a hole in the ground and just, they knew where, it flew directly towards the site, wherever it had crashed. I don't know. But that should have been the Valley's Roswell. Because that, and my dad was like, dude, it's like Roswell, man, for us. I mean, Roswell was different, but this is our Roswell, but nobody was talking about it. Nobody
ever said anything about that?
Nobody. Nothing on the news came up with you know, and my parents were really heavy at the time. You know, they grew up on the Noticias 34. That shit was
that's
like
where it should have been at right there.
Exactly, bro. That's like if it's not being put out there on a Hispanic local news channel, then it pretty much didn't happen. But at the same time, like, why isn't this shit news? Why is this being like? This was major. Like, we just had 2 UFOs shooting the shit out of each other. One of them blew one up and tried to levitate the wreckage but couldn't, and then seconds later we have a Black Hawk helicopter flying towards wherever that wreck was. That's crazy. And why was it not brought up by like other people around that area, wherever it might have fallen? Like, no one has ever talked about it. It's never been Valley news. Like,
well, shit. I'm just in my mind. I'm just thinking of all these different possibilities and different scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. How many people there that night were at the campsite when you guys saw the first one?
Oh man, there had to be 10 of us.
No
10
shit.
Strong, yeah, 10 strong.
What if what if everybody that was there, right? Mm-hmm. You guys, like you said, because since that first experience, I'm gonna call it an abduction experience, because I believe that you guys were all abducted.
Yeah, no, yeah, I have shit here, right here, and over here somewhere. I always lose it, but it's right here somewhere. Oh, right here. I have 2 things in my left arm that I can't explain to you how they got there, and I never noticed it till I had my cancer experience, and I was all fucking sucked up because of the chemos. And that's where I started noticing this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And when I went to request an x-ray, for me, I wanted the pictures. They denied it. The doctor said, no, you can't have them. The fuck? I'm like, well, what's in my arm? I'm asking what's in my arm. Oh, nothing, dude. It's probably like a calcified vein. I'm like, well, shouldn't I be fucking worried if it's calcified? I mean, doesn't veins run through your heart through here?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's concerning if it's calcified.
And what should we do about it?
Yeah, well, I was like, what do I do about it? It's like, no, it's probably nothing. If it hasn't hurt you now, it's I'm like, no, I'm not saying it hurts. I'm saying, what is it? Mm-hmm. What can it be? They have no clue. They have no clue. No, we don't know.
What if that right there, what if all you that were there, that experienced the first abduction, what if all of you have that in?
I'm sure.
Right?
I'm sure.
And because of that allows you to see things that not everybody else sees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I used to drive Uber. When back then when Uber started, I had recently lost one of my jobs. I was a loss prevention officer for Vallartas. So I used to go undercover and pretty much deal with theft. So when I got laid off, because it was really slow at the time, and it was, they had their guys that they wanted, so I'm like, all right, cool, I got let go. I took up Uber. Uber was up and coming. I was like, all right, cool, man, this shit, driving for money, I'm like, I'm down. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, it's cool. I had my first shapeshifter experience.
Oh shit.
Okay, and I'm talking about, this shit was mad wild, dude. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, I picked up this lady at the flyaway.
What time was this at?
Oh, this was probably 7 o'clock at night. I was picking her up from the flyaway in Van Nuys. It's like a little airport there, and I was giving her a ride back to her home, which she lived out in Sherman Oaks. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I pulled up to the lady. Real nice lady, by the way. Real super nice lady. Hey, how are you? Got in the car. How are you? How's your night going? Typical, talk. And I'm like, oh, good. Everything's cool. She was like, okay. She's like, you don't mind if I just throw on my headphones and just kind of ignore? And I'm like, no, that's totally fine. I'm like, do what you must. That's cool. Whatever. She's in the back seat, right? She's sitting right behind me. I fucking hate when people sit right behind me, dude. Especially if I don't know you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what the fuck,
yeah,
dude? There.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, you have the front to sit or the other side? And I fucking hated that, dude. The whole time in my mind, I was like, dude, I'm gonna feel a fucking dagger come right through the seat, and I'm gonna go. Yeah,
that's the product of all the fucking monster movies, dog.
I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, this is gonna turn into a horror movie pretty damn soon. I'm like, dude, I'm literally like fucking sweating bullets because I'm like, I'm that nervous, bro. I'm like, fucking hey, dude. Why does this have to happen right now? And especially at this late at night. That's when I'm not saying that the lady had any malicious, but fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, hell no. So in my mind, I'm just like, all right, dude, just try not to have a panic attack and just drive. And I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. Cool, I'm going, right? And the lady starts like, I'm getting on the freeway to take her home, and on the freeway, dude, she starts like spazzing the fuck out. And I'm talking about like twitching, bro. Like I'm thinking she's having a minute. In my mind, I was like, holy fuck, she's probably either having like a stroke or some shit. Like I'm like, at this point, I'm spazzing out. But I haven't said anything because she hasn't told me like pull over or anything like that. So I'm like, I'm looking up at the rearview mirror, man, and I'm trying to focus on the road. I'm probably fucking swerving, and I'm not even paying attention to that. And I'm like, dude, what's wrong with this? So she starts like, and then she has her hands on her face like that, and she's like twitching, and she finally lets go of her face with her hand, half of her face, and it was the left side. Half that face turned reptilian. She had scales, like half of her nose was all scaly, this whole half was scaly. She was green. She fucking rubs her face like that, and she keeps rubbing it. Finally, she turns back to normal. She looks at me and she knows that I saw her, because I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like, gonna fucking die. I'm like, this is it. I mean, I'm gonna get eaten by a lizard. Yeah. I'm like,
or she's gonna fucking attach onto you like a parasite.
Whoa, yeah. I'm thinking like a parasitic, right? You're like, fuck, dude, that's it. The first thing that ran through my mind was like the Resident Evil games, dude. They fight parasites on there, and it turned into like this zombie. I'm like, great, dude. I'm like, dude, I'm probably gonna be a zombie or something's gonna happen to me. I'm like, great. No, she very calmly, as I'm finally got out the freeway. She didn't say nothing till I dropped her off. She sat back there still, and she wasn't getting off, and I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, that's it. I'm dead. Again, here comes all the fucking, I'm like, great, this is crazy. Dude, she literally, before getting off the car, she goes, please, don't tell anyone about what you saw today. Or try not to tell no one until further on in your life. You can say whatever you need to say, but please don't report it to any authorities. I'm not human. I am of a reptilian race, and I mean no harm to you. I'm just here to go home. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't even speak, dude. I was like, okay, no, I'm not gonna say nothing. She's like, no, I know you're not, but you know, she gave me permission later on in my life to say something. And she goes, just as long as you don't report it to the authorities or where I live. I know where she still lives. I know where to go, because I drove her there, and I remember the house very clearly.
You need to get her on the podcast, though.
Oh, dude, no, I don't think she'll do it. I don't think she'll do it, because if she does that, I strongly believe that we'll have government officials shutting this shit down in seconds. And I'm talking about as soon as you go live with any type of shit like that. Oh yeah, dude, you'll be hushed big time. And she was very nice, man. To the point where she got out, she was still nice, man. Like, she just said, have a great night. She gave me $100 tip, cash. I was like, fuck. I'm like, all right, cool, little hush money. I'm like, fuck it, I'm good with it. I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right, cool, shit, man. Who's gonna give me $100? You know, I'm like, I only made like $20 for the ride. You know, it was up and coming, so I was like, all right, cool. She gave me money. I was like, cool lady. But she just said, just don't worry, I mean no harm. You know, just I'm not trying to hurt you. You know, I've been here for a long time. Just what you saw here today, just please don't say nothing. I was glitching out. So I do strongly believe we live amongst a reptilian society as well with human hybrid aliens. We do live and work with them. We don't know who they are, and they could be your best friend, dude, and you'll be the coolest fucking guy ever. Some of them tend to be super nice, and it's crazy because after that experience, it just follows me, dude. It just always fucking follows me. I had a mechanic, really fucking cool dude, man. His name was Greg. Dude, he's also done. He was on a show recently, not too recently, but a while back. They say a year ago. He was on a show and he was letting people know about his like UFO experiences. And he always told me that he like literally one time told me, he's like, hey man, he's like, you're into UFOs, like just random, right? And I was like, oh shit, hell yeah. This guy's phone was filled with different UFO crafts that hover above his home all the time. And he goes, yeah, man. And he would show me the pictures, and he'd be like, yeah, videos too. And he's like, yeah, man, these are like vehicles. These are vehicles. And I always wondered why he said these are like vehicles for us. It's like how you drive a car. And I never got that concept. Hold on to that concept, man, because I'm about to fucking trip you out right now, Rick.
Please do.
Yeah, dude. And he always told me that shit every time he came and fixed my car, dude. He's like, you need to take better care of your car. I'm like, dude, you sound like my fucking dad, dude. I'm like, dude, take care of your fucking car. Oil change this, blah, blah, blah. Fuck, dude, that's why I'm like, I'm paying you for this shit, bro. Like, I am, motherfucker. That motherfucker, I called you, right? Like, I got the shit done in time. He's like, Chris, every time, man. He's like, your brakes are always, bro, you're always fucking paper thin on brakes, man. I'm like, dude, why? He's like, you gave me the whole spiel, bro. I'm like, God, Jesus, man. I'm like, okay, Greg. I'm like, cool. You're good. He finally told me he was gonna stop working on cars. One of the last times, 2 years ago, he came over to my last apartment that I lived at, and he came and did my brakes on a little Toyota that I bought for my daughters. And he goes, hey man, this is gonna be, he's like, I'm sorry to say, he's like, but this is like gonna be the last time I'm working on mechanic stuff. He's like, I got hired, I believe in Galpin or some shit like that, where he's gonna be making cars. And I was like, oh cool, fuck yeah, dude, even better for you, man. You're upgrading. I'm like, shit, no more side gigs and all this shit. I'm like, you finally got it going. He's like, oh yeah, dude. He's like, so I don't mean to be rude or nothing like that. He's like, but I just won't be doing house calls anymore. And I'm like, that's cool, man. I'm like, do your thing, bro. I'm like, just power to you, man. He's like, and he goes, which by the way, he's like, you remember how I keep telling you that these things are cars for us? He's like, I'm gonna trip you out, Chris. And I go, please do. And I'm looking at him like, the fuck is he about to tell me? I'm like, I hope not a crush on me, right? I'm like, I love you, man. I'm like, oh, I've always loved you. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, oh my God, what is he gonna tell me? He's like, the reason I'm so open with you with these things is because you were chosen for something. I can't tell you, but I'm not what you think I am. I am an alien race, and that ship I showed you is my ship. And I was like, what? Yeah. He said, I have a ship. I go on my ship every night, and I take off, and I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, well, can I get on the show? I was like, the very first thing that came out of my mouth was,
go for a ride.
Let's go. That motherfucker right now.
Yeah, let's go.
I want to get on. Horsepower. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah.
A quadrillion horsepower? Hell yeah. I'm like, dude. He's like, no. He's like, it's crazy because he goes, I can't take you physically. I can only take you when you astral project onto the ship. And I go, why is that? If humans get abducted all the time, why can't? He said, yeah, but that's an abduction. Abduction is way different. We require a live specimen, and by the way, which we have a treaty with the government. And he told me straight up, we have a treaty with the government, and it's called the Galactic Federation, where all the higher ups meet, and it's kind of like the guy that you told me about earlier. And you know, we all meet up at this place, and it's probably the place that he's talking about, where they all fucking meet up. And he goes, yeah, we have a discussion about how many people, according to them, they have a pact with how many people they can abduct. Of course, they break that rule all the time because they don't know how many fucking people they're abducting. So they exchange human, animals, cattle, you name it. They exchange all kinds of shit for technology. Little pieces of technology here and there to one up your game on technology. So I'm like, okay. So how do I astral project? He's like, well, I could teach you. It's like, but it's very hard to do. Another thing is I don't know how well you can guide yourself through astral projection, because if you're gone too long from your body, you'll die. So you can't take longer than what your mission is. And that's the only way I can take you onto the ship. And yeah, there's planets. He told me about all these fucking planets. It's like, we have cities up there in these planets. We have cities under the ocean. We have cities in a lot of places that people just turn the other way. We've been here for many years, but just letting you know. Like, he dropped the fucking bomb on me like the last day. We got into like this crazy conversation on the last day. And at that time, I was just up and starting the podcast, man. And I was like, dude, go on the show with me, man, and tell everybody. He's like, no, I can't do that. He's like, I can't do that because I would be breaking a contract or breach of contract with the U.S. government about, you know, not disclosing shit like that to humans.
Did you tell him about the podcast?
Yeah, I told him. I was like, dude, well, I'm getting ready to start up a podcast. You'd be the first guest on there, and a good one. So
before he dropped that bomb on you, did he know about the podcast already?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, because it was just at that time it was just a thought, and me and my co-host at that time were just thinking of a name, coming up with it. But I had told him, hey man, and I had told him about the podcast, and he completely said, no man, I can't do it, just because I can't disclose this information. Not only will I be putting you in danger, but then we're gonna create a galactic war. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the fuck? He's like, yeah, that's how deep the shit is. He's like, I can't do that. So I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, well, that's crazy. I just had nothing to fucking say. Like, I was starstruck at that moment, dude. I was like, what?
That tells me there's no such thing as coincidence, dog. That tells me, because what fuel to fucking to give you to really move forward with the podcast.
I believe he did know. Mentally, probably he did know. He just didn't want to say that I was gonna start up a podcast like that was gonna get followers and shit like that. But he never told me I couldn't tell the story. He never said, don't tell anybody what I told you. He went on a YouTube, and as a matter of fact, when I find it, I'll shoot you a text, man, so you can see it.
Yes, please.
He goes on telling people the planets he's been on. He tells you what is there, how he goes about his day or night or whatever time he travels. But you know, and this guy he's a tall dude, man. He was a tall dude, and a big dude, and he always said, yeah, we're the nicest people. You'll know when you meet them. They're very, very super, like, very welcoming type of, like, you move next door, they bake you a freaking cookies. And I'm like, oh shit. He said, that's how nice we are. It's like, but you won't be able to quite tell, and I'll give you a little secret. He's like, I'll give you a hint so that way you can tell people how to look for one. He's like, typically aliens, human or hybrid aliens, have larger eyes than a regular person. Just pay attention to the person's eyes. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to tell, because they'll look not human, and now you'll be like, that guy's not of this world.
Imagine though. Imagine I believe all the different races of aliens that are among us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. A show that really depicts that is called it's on Netflix and Hulu. Fuck man, it's called, and I love this show too. It's UFO Alien on something with Alien on Earth or some shit like that. I gotta find the name of this show, but it literally tells you the different types of aliens that live among us. Mm-hmm. There's mantis looking aliens. There's bird-looking aliens. There's human-like aliens, but just with much bigger eyes, which they call Pleiadians. Mm-hmm. There is a regular gray with 4 sets of hands, kind of like Goro from Mortal Kombat. Which other ones he told me? There's insect-looking ones as well. That and all these that do live among us. I'm like, well, how the hell do you guys fit into like a freaking human suit? Like, that always mind boggles me. Like, how are you guys not fucking uncomfortable? Mm-hmm. He's like, well, no. He's like, we're not like the cockroach from Men in Black. Remember, like he took that, and he was like, oh.
That's what I immediately thought of. I immediately thought of that guy.
Yeah, dude, and that's what I thought too. And I'm like, well, how the fuck? When I asked him that, I was like, well, how you guys are not uncomfortable? Like, are you guys like fucking spazzing out like the guy? He was like, you know. I'm like, how the fuck does this work, man? He's like, no, man. He's like, these suits are hollow, kind of like holograms to your eyes to make them look human.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes fucking complete fucking sense.
So imagine this: you're walking around. Literally, they're walking around among us, and we have no idea that they're walking among us because walking among us. Thank you, sir. Hell yeah. We legitimately have no idea that they're fucking walking among us, but they're literally walking with cloaked suits that you can't tell with the human eye because you cannot see that. Only they can pretty much see themselves for who they are. Or he told me that the only people that can actually see them are some kids and babies, because their eyesight at birth, it's pure. Mm-hmm. As they get older, well, obviously they breed them you kind of breed them into manipulating them and what they see.
Do you think that has anything to do with a calcified and decalcified pineal gland? Because you know how people talk about the pineal gland, how everybody has a calcified pineal gland, mm-hmm. and that inhibits us from experiencing or having like a certain sense activated that we have, but because the pineal gland is calcified based on the pollution in our food, the pollution in the air, pollution in our water, that calcifies it.
Yes.
And therefore stops us from whatever. You know what I mean?
And that's on purpose, so that way you don't see what's around you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, could it be something like that where kids, they are not exposed to the pollution?
No.
Therefore.
Yes, because they're of a pure form. Every kid that's born is a pure form, man. It's literally just born, right? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't start getting influenced till you put your kids in school. Mm-hmm. That's when they start seeing other shit, because then now you're feeding them regular food, you're giving them regular water, this and that. It's all intended for you. It's a big blindfold, pretty much. So they block off everything to hold back all the things that you can possibly do or powers you actually may have. So they stop all that. Now there's some that they can't, and that's where I believe more than half of these kids are captive in some type of lab underground where they're being experimented, because they cannot control them by giving them artificial food or this and that or blah blah to block their penal. You get me, like, so they can actually see what we're seeing.
Who do you think they are, dog? Like, okay, when I say they, well, there's a couple of theys I want to talk about, but who do you think they are, the ones who have made the choice to keep a certain part of the population in the dark? You know what I'm saying? Like who is it? Like who's making the choice to give us the information that they're giving us and keeping the information from us that they're keeping? Who is it?
That's our own. And my mechanic guy told me, he's like, it's your own race. It's your own human race that blinds you from seeing all this shit. We are very comfortable coming out and telling people, hey, we're here. But the fact of the matter is, they want to keep everything hush hush. What for? Like, shit out there exists. There's other life outside of this world. There's life up there. There's life down here. There's life in the ocean. There's life everywhere. Why do they keep all this secret? I'll tell you. He's like, because they have your people have nowhere. They're nowhere near on how to control our race. You know, kind of like a bow down movement to where everybody, like, you know, like if you fuck with the government, they'll come at you with the army, and you'll be, oh shit, damn, all right, now I'm fucked. They can't do that with them because they have much more technology that, dude, they can evaporate you and like literally, Phil Schneider was one that said that, dude, there's good aliens and then there's bad aliens, and under he under the airport in, what is it, Utah? Denver, there we go, Denver, Colorado, man, where they have that big ass dark horse with the red eyes there, right? And everything in there is like Illuminati type shit, and they had a talking gargoyle there at once. They took that guy out, and it literally shows you like end of times type of shit, right? It's
supposed to have an underground base.
Okay.
Something like that.
So when they started building this airport, Phil Schneider was one of the people that...
Who is Phil Schneider?
Phil Schneider is a guy, well, he's no longer in our world. He has parted ways. Phil Schneider was a military guy that worked underground in the Denver, Colorado base, and came out with actual proof, photos of aliens, and he shows this shit. He went around showing a lot of fucking places. He fucking started showing everything to everyone, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on, dude? And he went and exposed that Denver, Colorado is a secret military installation underground where they keep aliens there. They keep some. There are some working down there that are evil. So he tells a story about how he went down there, and one of the he took someone down. He was the one that worked the elevator to take people down, you know, all the way the fuck down. And he's like, in that elevator, there was an instant where is that a big ass spider I see right there, man?
Yep.
Oh shit! I'm like, holy fuck! I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute, is that fuck? I'm like, holy shit!
Yep.
I was
like, kicking it.
Yeah, he's kicking it, dude. I was like, you know how some people have like those pull strings that look like spiders, but they're not. I was like, what is that? One of those pull strings, man? I was like, are we gonna get to ring that one later? No. I'm like, yeah, dude. So he literally explains how he takes people down there, and this alien gutted him with a finger. He had some type of laser that shot out of his finger and shot at him and he lifted up his shirt, and he goes, yeah, this is where the alien gutted me. My guts were hanging out. I had a pistol here. I tried grabbing the pistol when I'm holding my guts with my left hand, and this guy's still shooting me. I'm avoiding the fucking beams that he's shooting at me, and then gets me again, and he was missing all of these fingers.
Because it went zoop.
Yeah. He was missing all of his, like, all these fingers. He was like, oh. Yeah. So he's like, I killed about 2 of them because the only way to kill them is if you go directly headshot. And that's because some of them can cloak and disappear and you won't know where the hell they are. But he's like, when you're around these things, the evil ones, they smell. He's like, he described them like a nasty, musty smell. He's like, fucking, it's putrid, disgusting. He tells you in all his YouTube like videos, and he went out to many conventions and tried to like expose a lot of shit. So because he did that, he died. But there was a recent Tubi releases a lot of shit too, man. Tubi TV, man, they're wild for releasing some crazy shit. They did
Tubi TV. What is that?
It's an app on the TV. It's a free TV app you can watch movies on. It's kind of like a Netflix.
Okay.
But it's like the cousin to the Netflix, man. But it has like all the old school movies you want to blood in, blood out, like a bunch of cool shit. And usually Tubi is very underrated because some of the movies that are just like they don't make it to theaters or they never even made it to a DVD, like they're on there, right? So you'll
Those
have
are the good ones.
Yeah, no, but you can see like the green screen in the background and shit. You can see that the gun's not even shooting if they're shooting. Like, it's crazy. But sometimes there's good movies and sometimes there's the bad ones. But Tubi did a documentary on Phil Schneider.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they released autopsy, like the photos of where they found him dead. Dude, someone strangled him with his catheter. Someone strangled this poor man with his own catheter and then shoved the bag of urine down his throat. Yeah, they silenced him.
They made a statement.
But if you read the original death report, it says he died of natural causes. They covered it up until Tubi TV just, like, last year they brought out this fucking document and said, no, he didn't.
It's like somebody who commits suicide but is able to shoot himself twice.
Yeah, there you go. Like, how the fuck you do that? Like, damn, dude, you're a bad shot, I guess. You just fucking missed the first time. You got yourself once and you just didn't kill yourself good. Yeah, man, so you just... Fucking bullet went out the other side, but you're wondering, fuck, I'm still alive. All right, again. You know, like, they found this man strangled with his own catheter, man. And his daughter knew that they found him in a hotel. And
damn,
he was laying on a bed, and dude, like, it was bad, dude. That freaking, like, Tubi TV, like, literally shows you, like, the autopsy photos, man. I'm like, oh, fuck. This shit's gruesome. I'm like, damn. This
good for Tubi TV.
Yeah, man. Those guys were like, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah, good
whatever.
for them.
Yeah, we're up and coming. We're underground. So we need some spice to this shit. And I'm like, all right, dude. This guy, poor guy, man. He had materials, UFO materials that he brought to conventions with hieroglyphics on them. So he had proof. He had pictures of hybrid human aliens that were in briefings with him.
What?
Because we have them in our military. We do have aliens that guide us through a bunch of shit. And they do work with our military very closely. Very, very closely. So...
I was thinking to myself, does every country have their own set that they're working with? They have to, right? Because okay. I would like to give them a little more credit to where they're like, you know what? No, we're not going to help you advance with like tools for war. You know what I'm saying? Right? But I'm sure that there are some who would like to watch us destroy ourselves.
Of course.
Right?
Those are the bad ones that want to see you destroy you. They don't want pretty much They pretty much want these bad ones pretty much want what they did on Mars. And that planet was full of life, from what I hear back then. It was full of life. It was destroyed by an alien race that saw its humans that were lived up there destroy themselves because these had an influence on them. So there's always a good and a bad. So that's what kind of happened to this guy, and he exposed a lot of stuff, man. Like, this guy really propped open all these UFO whistleblowers, man. Like, they really propped open the doors for them, and this guy did that. But because of his own sacrifice, now everybody's like, fuck that, man. We don't want that shit to happen to us. So
right.
Some of these guys don't talk, or they sign what's called an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, and you can't pretty much say shit. So that's why when you have these UFO disclosure shits that just recently happened as well, a lot of them say, well, I can't comment that on here, but I'm willing to comment behind a closed setting. because they've been prepped on an NDA and they've signed a disclosure, meaning if they break that, they lose all their benefits to like their pension, whatever they got going on or whatever they had in the military, you know, like everything, they ruined that. So they don't want that. So they'll go off record and talk to you about it, but they won't go on record and say anything. That's why there's always I don't have a comment for that, or I'd rather not discuss that here in an open setting. A closed setting, I can't. So it's crazy, and Phil Schneider was you could say the dad of that product right there. So, you know, him and Bob Lazar,